Recent survey says Americans believe they need $1.3 million to live comfortably in retirement. How much do you need? And what's the process for figuring that out? I've got that and more coming up. My name's Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. Feels like I've seen a lot of these studies recently, but this is one that I look at every year. Northwestern Mutual, they do a survey based on, I have a couple thousand retirees thinking, hey, or people at different age groups actually, how much do you think you're going to need for retire? And an emphasis on think. And of course, this year's study, they believe on average, I'm going to need more than last year. Last year, it's 1.25 million. This year, 1.27. Closer, just rounded up to 1.3. On average, Americans believe in order to retire comfortably, they need $1.3 million saved up. Now, the analysis to me, very insightful, and there's a couple takeaways that I want to draw out of it, but then most importantly is, well, what's the right number for you? Does that mean if it's the average, well, you need to save up 1.3? How do you calculate? What's the right number for you? How do you calculate it? How do you know? First takeaway, guys, look at this chart. Very, very insightful. Take a look at this chart that breaks down by age, by basically decade. How much do you think you're going to need to retire? Now, on average, it's that 1.3 million. But guys, that is not evenly distributed. It would have made me feel a lot better if everyone was expecting 1.3 million. Now, I'm going to discount the 60s and 70s because they're at retirement or in retirement, and so I'm sort of going to throw those out. What stands out to me is look at what the 20-year-olds expect versus what the 50-year-olds expect. Guys, that's an enormous difference, and here's why I would put a heavier weight on what the 50-year-olds expect. They're on the doorstep. They're knocking on the doorstep. Their luggage is packed. They're ready to go, and they're actually then doing that final analysis, that calculation to say, all right, now what's this going to take? To me, I believe the study doesn't say that Americans believe they need 1.3. I think the study says Americans believe they need 1.6, because that's what 50-year-olds who are right there, right on the doorstep, doing those final calculations, that's what they're seeing, okay? And so to me, here's what stands out. If you're in your 20s and you think you only need 1.2, you're not going to save as aggressively than if you expected that you'd need 1.5 or even higher than that. Joshua Gregory, one of my mentors, one of the certified financial planners here at KFG, one of the co-hosts on our weekly 1-hour talk show that airs right here on this channel as well. He has said that there's a formula for building wealth, and that formula is cash, so how much cash can you invest or how much cash can you throw at it, times risk, how much risk are you comfortable taking, because there's a relationship between risk and reward, not speculation or gambling, but risk and reward, times time. How much time can you give it? And if you're in your 20s, you probably don't have a lot of time, hopefully you probably don't have a lot of cash, hopefully you're comfortable taking some risk, but you've got tons of time, time's on your side. And if at that time, you think, I've got to save up about $1 million. That's a lot, but I got a lot of time, not a big deal. And you squander a lot of that time, and then all of a sudden you show up in your 50s when you have maybe more cash to throw at it. You're still, I need to take some risk, but you don't have as much time, and that's when you realize, it's not 1.2, it's 1.5. I need a lot more than I originally expected. You're short on time. And it's going to be hard for you to play catch up. So to me, that's the biggest takeaway. It's going to take more than what you think. Start saving aggressively. Now, I know, and this is why we believe in a wise, comprehensive approach to your financial life. Your financial goals and your financial situation is more than just this one isolated goal of retirement. You've got other financial goals, other financial priorities. They all need to fit in balance. You need to look at all 6 areas of your financial life and all of those goals to figure out how they can all work in synergy, in harmony, working together. Now, the second takeaway, much shorter, and you probably saw it as well. Take a look at this chart to see how much people actually have saved up. And to me, Guys, I'm just going to say that's not a big difference. And yeah, you can say, well, in your 20s, you've got around 35,000 saved up, and that's certainly, a lot lower than 110,000 saved up in your 50s. No, guys, just look at the gap. The gap is not much difference between how much you have and how much you think you're gonna need. And that gap, yes, 110,000 saved up is higher than 35,000 saved up, but considering the gap, it's a huge readiness issue. So to me, this highlights once again the urgency, no matter what stage, no matter what decade you find yourself in, the urgency to make this saving for retirement, make it a priority. Make it fit in your financial life. There's so much urgency and screaming at you every single paycheck or month. I got to do this. The family needs this. Kids need new shoes. We're taking this trip. For me, it's travel baseball and travel softball, and all these things are urgent. They require, all of a sudden, we had a local tournament, was canceled. We've got to, instead, this upcoming weekend, we're going to be 3.5 hours away. That was a hotel stay that I wasn't expecting. That was gas I wasn't expecting. That was going out to eat that I wasn't expecting. Changes our finances. Well, it's urgent. So I have to say yes to it, right? And if that is causing you to say no to retirement or not as much towards retirement, I would encourage you, approach it with some urgency. To me, then it all boils down to, how do you know how much you need to save up? Are you saving the right amount for you? Because 1.3 million that you think you need to retire, that's not good enough. You want to retire once with confidence. See, I'd replace the comfort. Yeah, that's important. Yes, but it's more important to me to be confident, because a confident retirement includes comfort, okay? You've got that confidence that, yep, I've saved up enough. I know we can spend the amount that we're going to spend. I know where my income's coming from. And yeah, the future's uncertain, but I have confidence in the face of that uncertainty. That's what you're striving towards. It's not just a feeling or a think. It's, I've got confidence. And while the future remains uncertain, there is a process that you can go through to make sure that, well, I've got the right inputs, the right variables, the right 5 factors, and then I've done a stress test over those 5 factors that, surveys a variety of different potential future outcomes, and I believe I'm in good shape for a confident retirement. So you need to do that 5-factor retirement analysis, that retirement plan, with your certified financial planner. If they're not a CFP and they're not helping you in a comprehensive way, they don't care. They might say that they're gonna, you're on track to retire, or do a couple calculations for free. It's not a full comprehensive retirement approach. It's not a 5-factor retirement plan. Those 5 factors, they're all interrelated. They're independent decisions in and of themselves, but they're interrelated. So they're really not independent at all. What age do you want to be done? How much are you going to spend? What are your income sources in retirement? How much do you have saved up, and how much do you need to save up? And then how much risk are you comfortable taking? Take this $1.3 million, for example. If you're in the camp where, okay, my retirement, I am nervous with the stock market. I don't want to take any investment risk. The stock market on average each year has a peak to valley of a 14% decline. I can't stomach that in retirement. No way. Well, ultimately that means then your retirement, that 1.3 million that you save up, is going to be invested less aggressively, meaning it's going to have a lower expected return. Therefore, you will probably need more than 1.3 million saved up. And that's not me being mean. That's just because, to me, I wonder how much, I spend my entire career looking at the stock market and obsessing over it, and where's it going to go, blah, blah, blah. And I've got calm in the face of that. But yeah, in retirement, well, I view it differently. A 30% decline in the market, how am I going to feel? I've gone through, several, hundreds, thousands maybe, with clients where, hey, let's sort this out and let's get through this. But how will I feel? How will you feel? And that's just going to influence then how much you need to save. Or take, for a different example, your lifestyle, your spending. Well, based on your lifestyle and what's comfortable for you and the lifestyle you want to live is very different than your neighbors or your siblings or mine. And so it's got to be unique to you. That's going to drive how much you need to have saved up. So you need that 5-factor retirement plan. I can't stress that enough. That's going to give you the clarity. How much do you need to have saved up? And how much should you be saving along the way? Only a certified financial planner that is doing comprehensive financial planning, looking at all 6 areas of your financial life. They're the only ones that are going to do that, okay? And they're going to have different processes or whatever. We passionately believe that process needs to be a 5-factor retirement plan. Have confidence in the face of an uncertain future. Have confidence that you're on track to retire when you want to and in the way that you want to. Work with your certified financial planner on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team that's helping you with that, contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K. WiseMoneyShow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.